Coming to you live from the Mountain Murders Studio.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back.
She's Heather.
And he's Dylan.
You damn right I am.
What's up?
Just hanging, girl. You know what? I'm starting to get that holiday spirit.
You catch that buzz.
Yeah.
The cookie buzz.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to get fucked up on sugar.
I was going to say, my man over here drunk on some milk.
Oh, yeah.
2%.
2%. That's what's up.
I finished our Christmas shopping today.
Man, you did such a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? And the best part was I didn't have to go in the stores this year.
I know. You haven't even thanked me for doing all the shopping.
Man, that's
so inconsiderate.
That's a damn lie. I done told you 15 times how good a job you did because I didn't have to go in the store.
I know, it's okay. You pay for everything and I'll buy it.
Yes.
I'll do the shopping while you pay for it.
And this is what makes a power couple in this modern day. She knows what I like. I know what she likes. And we both just play our part.
I'm not sure what your part is yet.
Yeah, you know what? I'm like some good hair.
Okay.
Parted down the middle.
What?
I don't know.
That doesn't even... Oh. Okay, Dylan. I can tell what we're in for this episode.
We spiraled out of control already.
Yeah, so Christmas is upon us, Dylan. We have, gosh, what a week.
It's right in your face. It's that money shot, holidays.
Santa's jingle bells are hanging right in my face, bud.
That ain't mistletoe.
I thought you were going to kiss me under the camel toe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the mistletoe.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've been trying to do my shopping in this very planned way where I go at odd hours to avoid people.
You've been pretty successful.
I have been. I'm surprised
because you haven't come home frazzled.
I've
one
been
time.
able to get in and get out quickly, efficiently.
It's like you're on a damn Army Ranger team or some recon team. You're just sneaking in, sneaking out with some great bargains.
I would be good on a secret Christmas shopping mission.
That's nice.
Do you ever miss little Secret Santa games and that kind of stuff, like in a workplace? Did you ever do that in the past?
Yeah, I hadn't had a lot of that. You know, from time to time, people did, what is it, Naughty Santa or Secret Santa? Isn't that one? It's bad Santa, right?
The little game.
You get bad presents and
yes.
Then you rotate and you can take other people's presents, things like that.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Let me ask you, when you've celebrated Christmas in the past, do you do presents for everybody, or did you come from a family that likes to draw names? So then you're only on the hook for a present?
Oh my God. Heather, I thought you knew me.
I don't know you.
I didn't do any of that shit.
Well, it's kind of what I figured.
Games, drawings.
Well, you had kids and you
prizes.
Had a family before I met you that you raised and.
Oh, I thought you meant me growing up.
No. I know growing up, you were lucky if you got a candy cane.
Yeah, I got some oranges. What are we in the 1800s?
I wish I got some oranges. I can't find any ripe ones right now.
Thanks, Ma. You think I was gonna get scurvy or some shit? Nah, it was fun.
Well, your mom probably just was like, "Here's an ounce." Of weed.
She did. No, fuck no. She wasn't hooking me up like that. No.
She was like, here's an ounce of weed for myself.
No, my mama tried.
Your mama's funny.
Yeah, she did great.
Your mama be calling me all the time, texting me I'm high as hell.
Dude, she's
I think the real question is, when are you not,
Miss
Kathy?
Contact me when you're clear-eyed, ma'am. She's living the type of retirement I think I'm aspiring to.
She really has the best retirement.
Yeah.
She does whatever she wants.
When she wants. And that woman is higher than a damn kite. She be smoking the reefers. Watching just all the good classic TV.
Music videos.
She
sits around rocking out all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With her kitties.
With her cats. Again, your mom she's like a folk hero.
Their stories, ballads about her.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Dylan.
No, well, to finish your point, we did pretty good Christmases, but it might not have been that creative. You know,
here's the thing. I just always wanted to, I had 3 kids. It's a few, literally. Hey, things is hard. Times is tough. So, some people kill themselves to buy for every single person.
They do. And a lot of folks, they take it to the extreme. They go in debt.
They put all
spend
this
money they don't have.
Yeah.
And, I just think I understand you want to do for your family and your loved ones, but you shouldn't overextend to that point.
No.
Just because, the true meaning is I just enjoyed the getting together. I didn't even care about presents. I still don't care about. I don't want people to buy me anything.
Right.
Shit, I'm grown. I buy what I want. I spend my husband's money.
I get Andy's custard anytime I want.
I got a little Santa over here. I just go sit on his little lap, touch his little beard, and I can have whatever I want.
That's right.
Which is usually, you're right, just like a frozen custard.
I get you one of those $8 custards.
Some midnight French fries.
Oh my gosh.
That's all you gotta do is feed me, and I'm happy. But I just enjoy the part where you get together with your family.
And that's
spend
what
time
it's
together.
about.
The cousins, people maybe you don't get to see all the time. I mean, for me, that's the magic of Christmas, is just being with the people you love.
I agree with that. And you see people sometimes put all this pressure on themselves, and it's what I've just, which I didn't, we didn't do a lot, me growing up, so I'm kind of used to, it's almost weirds me out to go real big or to have the big party. I mean, on birthdays, holidays, all that. I'm just so used to really not doing it. But yeah, just don't put that pressure on yourself. Your kids are going to love you still. You know what I mean? And if they don't love you just because you didn't buy them some specific thing, then you know what? Fuck them kids.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? That's right. Bah humbug.
We budget balling up in here.
Oh, man. There's nothing like budget balling. Because people don't know what a great deal you got on that thing.
Dude, I am the budget shopper. I can tell. You can give me $200 and I could buy you the most amazing gifts, because I will sniff out a bargain.
You really will.
Like a bargain hunter.
You really are.
I'm telling you, a secret Santa mission.
You stalk savings.
I do. I like being cheap.
Well, hey, look, here's the thing about it in this consumer.
Well, again, I'm not going to overextend. I mean, I can get you something really awesome, but it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg.
And see, that's the reason you can sniff those bargains out, is because you like to shop.
Well, I do that.
You will go put the time and the effort in, and that's just the part I just don't want to do that.
I know. I can't even get you to go just pick up Christmas lights with me at Target. You act like it's the worst punishment ever.
Oh my God, we got to go all the way over there. It's like 5 miles away.
That's what you said to me the other day.
And there's going to be people.
And then you've promised me for a week you would put the rest of the lights up.
Yeah, I will put them up tomorrow.
I thought you were supposed to do that yesterday and today.
Well, I didn't make it.
It is fun. I know we're just bullshitting here a little bit, but I think it's always fun to learn about other people's, holiday traditions, family traditions, because, sometimes it's very different from what you grew up with.
Yeah, it can be quite different. And I got to say, I've been around people that go all out and they got the family traditions, the games and stuff like that. It's a lot. I've had a lot of fun with other, partaking in other people's traditions. And it's fun to see the kids, they get so happy and stuff.
Yeah, we had definite traditions when I was growing up. Like Christmas Eve was for the visiting. That's when we went to my grandparents on both sides, typically. And you did your presents on Christmas Eve with the family, like the big extended family. And then Christmas morning was when you stayed home for the kids. And then usually my grandparents would make the rounds.
Oh, okay.
Coming by to see what all the grandkids got.
Oh, wow. That's sweet.
Because, I grew up in a very small town, little insular community family. We all lived within a mile of each other. So my grandparents, who lived about a mile away, would stop by, see what I got, then head down about another mile down the creek to see what my cousins got. And so it's kind of nice. I always enjoy doing a Christmas brunch.
Oh.
Instead of like Christmas dinner, Christmas lunch, I like to do brunch and have all the breakfast foods.
Did we do we did a Christmas brunch.
We've done Christmas brunch together.
And I really enjoyed that. And I think everyone we invited enjoyed it as well. And now we would have presents under the tree. And I got to say, one of the biggest decisions a child will ever make in their young life is that present that you're allowed to open on Christmas Eve.
You were going to say that.
And oh my God.
We did that too.
And you hold the boxes.
And Dad allowed me to open one present on Christmas Eve.
And will they let you pick it?
Yes.
Oh gosh. And you will weigh the consequences of your actions, and you will pick a box, and you can jiggle it just a little bit.
And my mom would always, she loved to mess with me as a kid. She would wrap like the tiniest present in a huge box.
Oh yeah.
And put like rocks or something in it, so you think like, wow,
like, what is this?
Yeah, and she'd be like, are you sure you don't want that one? And then you open it and it's like the shittiest gift that she bought you, like socks or something.
That's a good one.
And wrap just in weird shapes, so you had no idea what you were getting in weird boxes. I remember one time she put, I think it was chocolate raisinettes or something out on the porch, and told my daughter Santa's reindeer had pooped on the porch and she needed to clean it. And Bella was a toddler then, so she was maybe 3 or 4. And she took this tiny little broom and dustpan she had and went out there and was like cleaning up the reindeer poop.
Oh.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's funny.
All right, Dylan, we have a lot of true crime news to discuss. Are you ready?
I can't wait.
Enough of this holiday hubble.
This is my Christmas present, an episode of Mountain Murders Midweek. I want to unwrap it.
I just bought all the presents. That's all you getting right now.
That's all I need.
It's an episode of Mountain Murders.
Let's go.
We need you to sign up for patreon.com/Mountain Murders Podcast.
Yeah, I need, I could actually sign up for our Patreon.
If we get up to, let's just say if we can sign up 20 people before the end of the year, Dylan will post his nudes.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can already find those on the internet.
Just Dylan wearing a Santa hat.
Yeah, I got hacked when all those celebrities got hacked. I was in that.
He'll have a Santa hat and a little present for you.
Yeah, a little sticky candy cane.
Oh gosh.
You know what? I don't like the traditional one. I like the other candy flavored one. You know the ones I'm talking about? They're like a blue and green and red.
Ooh, those candy canes?
Yeah.
No.
I don't like the mint, bruh.
What I like are not the candy canes, but the old school peppermint sticks.
The fat ones?
And they are almost like like they dissolve like sugar in your mouth. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Those are fucking good. And you were talking about oranges, and I know I'm country as hell, but there's got to be a lot of folks out there who did this too. When I was a kid, my Nana would cut a hole in an orange and like squeeze it so it was juicy, and she would stick that peppermint stick down in it, and you suck the orange juice through the peppermint like a straw.
Oh, gosh.
And it is so good.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a real country folk thing to do, I reckon.
Damn.
I reckon it is. It's delicious.
But
I
try that.
I haven't had those old school peppermints in a minute. I love those things. So tasty. Okay, you ready for this little sticky man?
Yeah, let's start.
Little sticky elf.
Give me some wet wipes. Clean up.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf? What about Dylan on a feeling?
Dylan on a couch.
Yeah.
You can move me in different poses.
This story, I mean, I had to make this like our top story. A notorious Mexican cartel boss was gunned down in a shootout with police after pulling off a hit at a local cockfight that left 2 dead and another wounded, according to reports.
Damn.
Look, I saw the word cockfight. We had to talk about it.
Yeah, they do a lot of rooster fighting down there in Mexico. I'm pretty sure it's legal.
The only thing I know about it is what I learned from watching Eastbound and Down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure you're an expert.
Jose El Chabelo Isabel, the top honcho for the Sinaloa cartel in the Mexican city of Manzanillo, got into a fatal shootout with cops after he and his cohort pulled off the cockfight bloodbath on Sunday.
So it's like the St. Valentine's Massacre, except at a cockfight.
Isabel's crew stormed into an arena in the Las Perotas neighborhood and opened fire on the crowd, killing 2 before fleeing the scene. A Mexican National Police squad called up with the gunman, leading to a wild shootout that left Isabel and his unidentified accomplice dead, according to a news outlet. Let's see. Isabel, believed to be the plaza boss for the cartel in the city, was already wanted on homicide warrants before this fatal encounter.
So he's already wanted for murder.
And this was according, to the Latin Times.
And so instead of laying low, he decides to go spray a crowd at a cockfight. And the only winners here are the cocks who didn't die that day.
The chickens that survived.
They're big fans of Isabella.
I understand everybody has different culture and traditions, that kind of thing. I just don't know if I can get down with the cockfights. Anytime you're putting an animal in a ring like that, it just seems vicious and unnecessary.
Well, I agree. Because, a lot of times, in nature, animals get in fights. And they will literally fight to the death in a lot of instances. But when humans intervene and strap implements on them to make them more deadly or make the fights way worse, it's really gross. And it's very disgusting.
I've heard people try to defend that type of
talking about as a cultural
activity.
thing?
Yes. I lived in Maryland, and I was in a county where it's illegal to own a pit bull.
Okay.
One of the fellas, one of my shipmates in the Navy, we got into this conversation about it, and he was from that area, and he raised pits. He lived in a different county, but he was telling me one of the big reasons why they weren't allowed in that county, or they had been outlawed, was because of dog fighting, and how that had been a big thing years before. We kind of got into this, I'm not going to say argument about it, but, we were having a heated discussion about I'm saying this is very cruel, and he's trying to tell me it's a cultural thing.
The dog fighting?
Yeah. And then I just wouldn't understand, because I'm not part of his it's a cultural thing, and we've been doing this for generations and whatever.
Now, is this a black dude?
Yeah.
A black dude from around Maryland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's specifically relegated to the black community, though.
Well, it's not. That's
because
why.
I was going to say, you grew up. You've told me stories about growing up, and you knew of or heard of people partaking in this sport.
Yeah.
Which is not really a sport.
Well, but for the sake of talking, we'll call it. It was a sport. It was actually a big in America years ago, right? And a lot of the old timers and old white dudes still carry on this tradition. And see, this is where you actually get a real big crossover in, I guess you could say, cultures here in America, is the black guys, young black guys nowadays will end up at a match, if you want to call it that, with some old farmer white dude.
Well, I was gonna say, you've had experience with both sides.
Yes.
Of it being maybe part of the black community, but also being part of this kind of southern country white community as well.
Definitely.
Well, that's the thing I think a lot of people are don't get or understand here in the South, for all the problems we've had, and as much as people want to act like it's still this horrible place to live, full of sundown towns, country's country.
Yeah, country is country.
Country folks come together in some strange ways. I guess you're uniting a community through dogfighting
and drugs.
But these, different folks of different backgrounds, whatever, come together, and it's just country. It's country culture. They share this country culture, and it's not, I guess, what people think it is unless they've lived here,
right,
in the South,
right. No, and that's not to say there isn't instances, and I think that's what gets lost in the sauce. It's not to say there's not instances of racism, or you can find, more than one story about a horrible attack motivated by racist thinkings and feelings. But there truly is a mixing and a coming together over different things, be it Hell, NASCAR. You know, I've seen where, you know, it's a whole family of black dudes, and they all love NASCAR. The whole family, women and guys, love NASCAR more so than any, you know, Southern white family I've ever seen in my life. And they got friends all pile over, a bunch of white, you know. It's I don't know exactly how to express what I'm saying here. There's more of that
I think
than people know.
what you're trying to say is, at the end of the day, I think we're more alike than people want to give us credit for.
Yeah, see, it's just country.
And people can find common ground.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be what the mainstream media is telling you or what you see on social media. This is sort of divisiveness.
Right.
At the end of the day, I don't really see it in my day-to-day life.
And see how in this having these insular small communities that literally side-eye outsiders, you know, it's just a few hundred people there or whatever. That's not just for like some, you know, black dude. I've been in places I'm like, fuck, let me get the hell out of here. We've been in places, you know, in recent years that we were just like, people are just literally driving by and looking at you like you got six heads because they know damn well you're not from there. And they want to know what the hell you're doing and what your intentions are. And so that's not reserved just for racial, you know, that doesn't break just along racial lines.
Look at us here solving the world's problem.
Just, you know what? It's like the Beatles said one time.
All we need is love.
Come together right now.
Maybe not coming together for the dogfight, though.
No, but what I was going to say is, now in that activity,
or the cockfight.
No, and I'm not down for it. I don't partake in these things. I find them cruel. I wouldn't even be able to watch it.
Very cruel.
I've just, you know, I know of people talking about it. I've been around the edges of people who do participate in these things, and what it is it's a leftover pastime from you know, yesteryear. And they're still doing it, and it's a very taboo thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very much so. Cockfighting and dogfighting.
Is it like a secret club?
Yeah.
How do they communicate?
Well, just
like secret smoke signals?
just call each other on the phone and talk about shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
call each other. Gosh, what does that mean?
And a large. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars could exchange hands in one of these meets.
So it's a perfect place to rob somebody.
Yeah, but
is what you're telling me.
Yeah, but
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna.
It's not a good place to try to, because I'd say everybody and their mama in there's got some hot lead in their pocket.
Well,
so
you said it's a bunch of old country folks.
Yeah,
mostly.
Right. And they're also carrying large, you know, 10,
well,
20.
I was gonna say, well,
$30,000 cash on.
Yeah, they probably all strapped then.
Yeah, it's not. It'd be a dumb
that
place.
Kind of money. Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's a side action in a match. I've been told could, you know, be more than the pot, and they could come out for the pot. Could be $10,000, $15,000, $25,000.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Still don't like it.
Because what happens is, you get someone who has a dog they're going to take out, and all their friends come together and bet on that. You see what I'm saying? It's like this community effort to break the law and harm this animal.
It's fucked up. I never know when we hit that red record button what the show will bring.
You don't. And that's...
And somehow we have gotten down this strange highway of animal cruelty.
Well, it was your first story, you know, set the tone. And so you and your friend got in a heated discussion, right?
Yeah.
And he was saying that...
Well, he was like, you know, that's one of the main reasons why, you know, years ago they banned pits, you know, dog fighting, that kind of thing.
Right.
So it was an interesting take. So I learned something that day.
Well, yeah.
Because up until that point, like, I had not
given it much thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, you might hear about it in passing or something. Like, I maybe knew around the edges of that was a thing, but but never really engaged in a conversation or knew much about it, and really probably didn't know a whole lot about it until the Michael Vick case.
Well, and I think that's when it really kind of broke
But when
mainstream for America.
But you know, when my friend was like, "Tell me about it," I was just blown away. Like, this is something people still do?
Yeah.
Really? So, yeah.
It's very, very underground for obvious reasons.
You know what else is underground?
No, and now they take this shit very seriously now. It's one thing to have a couple of kids, in a backyard, you rile their dogs up and the dog's getting a spat. But I'm talking about somebody who trains for a year or two, trains that dog.
The dog's doing like a Rocky workout?
Yeah.
Like Eye of the Tigers playing in the background?
Yeah, they got like treadmills and shit.
Little dog's running up the stairs at the art museum in Philly.
The dog's in the keep at
Punching
that
the
point.
air.
When they're in the keep, they have a certain diet.
What's a keep?
That's when they're getting ready to go out.
At the castle? Like Shrek has to come save the
No.
dog from the castle?
Dogs
the
eating
keep?
a high protein diet, boiled chicken, things
That
like
dog
that.
is probably really thin. That dog's on a keto diet, it sounds like.
Dog's ripped is what the dog is.
Oh, man.
They're working them out every day.
Somebody needs to put me in a keep and just feed me chicken.
And then I can take you out. I can roll you against another podcast wife. Fuck you guys is in for it now.
Oh, you know I'm already like a little gremlin.
And then they rinse, and like when you're going and the match is going to start, they rinse the dogs in milk. You know why?
No.
Well, it's a milk bath. It's to break down any solvents or cheating solutions that have been put on the other dog to keep the dog from biting certain parts of its body.
You know way too much about this.
I've been told. I swear to God, I haven't done it.
No, I don't. I know you haven't.
Okay.
Because that is not who you are.
Okay.
You're like the guy who wants to sit in a chair and like pet a kitty.
Oh, I just want to pay okay.
I know.
And I love Rufus. Where are you? I love you,
I
Rufus.
was gonna say you would never harm an animal
Yeah, but I know all
unless
about
it's
it.
a steak on your plate.
They take that shit
And
serious.
then you
It's
probably
kind of
tearing
weird.
it up.
It's weird.
I asked you, you know what else is underground, and you didn't even like respond.
What's under?
Moles.
Okay.
Moles are like the ugliest, cutest thing ever.
They are.
You know, like something that's kind of so ugly it's cute. It's a mole.
I gotta say, I used to be like when my cats might get a mole, I'd be like, oh. But I've had a mole infestation, and they will freaking destroy your yard. You'll walk around falling holes. You'll twist your ankles.
I was gonna say you had a mole in your hole.
It's a real bad problem. You'll hate the moles if you ever get infested with them.
How do you get a mole infestation?
I don't know.
Man, we'd
but
be talking about some crazy shit.
Let's move on.
We've already turned people off with the dog fighting. Let's get back to some true
we weren't
crime.
promoting it. So you can blame the cartel member to Sinaloa cartel for killing people at a
A
cockfight.
cockfight. All right. On Tuesday, the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office announced that an additional murder charge against Rex Howerman, the man they allege is responsible for killing several women on Long Island over the course of almost 20 years. They are going to charge him. I mean, they think he's the Gilgo Beach killer.
Yeah. This reminded
Or the
me.
Long Island serial killer.
This reminded me. This was some pretty big news when this story broke.
So they're charging him with a 7th count of murder for allegedly killing Valerie Mack, a 24-year-old whose body was found in a wooded area on November 19th of 2000. Mitochondrial DNA from a hair on Mack's body matched DNA profiles of Howerman's wife and daughter. Additional testing showed the hair was 1.31 times 10 to the 356 power more likely to match those DNA profiles. And that's reportedly a conservative estimate.
I guess that means a lot, right?
Howerman appeared in court on Tuesday and pleaded not guilty. Mack, who also went by Melissa Taylor, worked as an escort in Philadelphia and was last seen in New Jersey in mid-2000. Some hunters found her remains off Halsley Manor Road, while others were located along Ocean Parkway. Mack's remains were positively identified in May of 2020 using genetic genealogy, marking the first time a law enforcement agency in the state used this type of technology to identify a person in a police investigation. Now, Howerman, I don't know how you say his name. I'm saying Howerman. In 2023, he was charged with killing the, quote, Gilgo Beach 4, allegedly. That was Melissa Bartholomew, Amber Costello, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, and Megan Waterman. The deaths were believed to have occurred between 93 and 2010.
Now, were all those victims working in some type of escort service?
I believe so. We covered this case.
Right.
It's been a minute, but I believe all those women were engaged in sex work, yes.
It's so sad. And so many years, nobody had any idea. You know, they had suspicions. But that seems to be some pretty strong evidence.
It does.
Your hair on a victim, or basically your hair, they're saying. It's more likely to be your hair than not your hair, right? I mean, that's what I got from that algebraic equation.
Well, belonging to his wife and daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, how else is it going to get there?
Exactly.
All right, Dylan. This is a story that is troublesome, but also very bizarre.
Okay.
A judge handed a 45-year-old man a prison sentence this week for killing a 40-year-old woman with a can of beans.
My God.
Because he was upset that she ripped his football jersey.
Damn, you wonder if did he beat her with the beans, or did he throw the beans?
The Pennington County State's Attorney's Office announced on December 16th that Pedro Cimentel was ordered to spend 15 years behind bars following his guilty plea last month for the first-degree manslaughter of Edlia Little. The presiding judge highlighted the difficulty of the case, with the factors of the victim's poor health contributing to the challenges faced in trial. They recommended a 15-year sentence for Cimentel, which the judge found appropriate. So it sounds like this defendant has some issues, maybe health-wise.
Okay, so sounds like they got in some kind of an altercation or argument. His jersey got ripped, and he fucking lost it and hit her with beans. A can of beans.
Little and Cimentel got into a physical confrontation in November of 2023, and Cimentel responded by beating her over the head with a can of beans. Little reportedly had a blood alcohol content of 0.474 on the day of the argument. Cimentel's attorneys described Little as a severe alcoholic and noted that her drinking history could have caused the fatal hematoma in her brain. So, I'm confused. So I'm not sure if it's like he has health issues or she had health issues that could have led up to this. Maybe it was her. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I sound like
it was making her be a free bleeder.
Maybe,
right?
Maybe I sound like an idiot like I always do. Okay, moving along.
No, I see. So I see what they're saying, that they're saying her issues maybe led to her, actually helped lead to her die from this.
That's probably what it was.
But here's the thing. If you hadn't hit her with the beans at all, maybe she wouldn't. For a point, I don't think I've ever heard of a almost 0.5 and someone's alive.
No.
Because I thought up around 3 or so, like you're basically alcohol poisoning. That's really tough.
Cimentel became upset with Little because she tore his Denver Broncos shirt. But Little was described by her niece as a caring and thoughtful person. She also claimed that Cimentel abused Little during their relationship. And the niece also requested that the judge give Cimentel a longer sentence so that he would not be able to do this to another woman.
I agree with that. Honestly, I don't think he got enough time. I mean, I don't know all the deets, but just somebody ripping your shirt's not reason to beat the shit out of them with an object.
I agree. And also, beating somebody with a fucking can of beans.
A can of any.
Because anytime like a can falls off a shelf and bangs my toe,
fucks you up.
That shit hurts.
Well, it's almost a perfect blunt object. I mean, it's got that weight, that density, but it's also got edges. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the round part of the can. You got the edges of the fucking can.
Yeah.
I would hate for somebody to haul off and hit me hard as they could with a can, bro. Like, seriously. So that's pretty fucking brutal thing to do. And I don't care if she was freaking drunk as hell and carrying on.
I've seen somebody hit with a can of beans before.
That is not okay. And there's a good chance that his temper, losing it over a fucking shirt, is going to flare again. So I agree with the niece.
Curious if he was drinking at the time as well.
Right.
Dylan, this story is very strange as well, and I thought we should talk about it. 12 people are dead after their bodies were found inside a restaurant at a popular ski resort in the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, authorities said.
What the hell happened?
The Caucasuses. Now, you know I'm not going to be able to pronounce this.
That's okay. You put your own spin on it.
I'm going to give you the country version. The Mecheka Mechenetti.
The Mekalekaha Mekahani Ho.
I'm stupid. Police department of the Ministry of Internal Affairs in Georgia said that the bodies were discovered in Gudari, a popular and well-known ski resort near the Russian border located about 75 miles north of the country's capital city. So there's an Indian restaurant. On the second floor of this Indian restaurant, the 12 employees at this facility were all found. No signs of bodily injuries or signs of violence were detected. However, according to a preliminary investigation, authorities discovered that a power generator had been placed in a closed space within an indoor area of the resort near some bedrooms. So this could suggest the deaths were due to negligent manslaughter.
Yeah, carbon monoxide buildup.
Out of the 12 deceased individuals, 11 are citizens of foreign countries, and 1 is a citizen of Georgia.
Damn. So basically, you had some seasonal workers, it sounded like, right?
Yes.
And someone, I'm telling you, man, you cannot play around. Look, it's a simple formula, folks. If it has an engine, it runs off fuel, it has to be vented.
Vented. Ventilation is important.
Vented. What is wrong? God.
Vented, Dylan.
So damn country. You know the other day I was like, how do people listen to us talk?
Yeah, no, I feel like my speech, my accent has gotten worse.
Yeah.
Since we started.
That's right.
I was once upon a time like a member of society with a job.
And you actually tried to hold it back?
Right.
You ran from your culture.
I worked in broadcasting, so I had to
tone it down.
Dial it down just a hair.
Yeah.
And now, because you're like my only interaction, we're just over here talking like this.
Hi, y'all.
Sound like Boomhauer.
Hi, y'all.
And don't ask me to pronounce anything that's not American.
We sliding down Mud Holler.
Yeah, for real.
You know what? But that's okay. Because that's where we come from. Mud Holler.
Maybe we entertain people with our accents.
Yeah. Sometimes they're probably like, oh, my God.
It's probably turned some people off.
Yeah, I think that's
happened.
Listeners
are like, mm-mm.
Yeah. Like I thought I liked them.
Dylan, here is a holiday crime story for you. A man who was running away from police has been arrested after getting stuck in a chimney while trying to hide from said police.
Look, almost every year you get a good chimney burglar story or someone getting stuck or someone playing like Santa and getting stuck.
That sounds like a porno. I got stuck in the chimney.
Oh, my gosh. Damn.
I hope my stepson finds me.
Oh, I'll be right over with my hardwood.
Oh, gosh. What a big balsam fur you have.
Yeah. That's right.
This incident occurred in Fall River, Massachusetts, which is about 55 miles south of Boston. Not north, south. When detectives from the Community Action and Suppression Team at the Fall River Police Department executed a search warrant for 127 Canal Street, the suspects attempted to escape. And so during the application of said warrant, 2 males fled from the residence via rooftop. One male eluded capture by bounding from the roof and onto a parked vehicle.
What the is Jesus?
They tried to arrest Spider-Man. The other male, later identified as Robert Langley, age 33, invoked the essence of the seasonal icon and attempted to hide in the chimney. He became stuck in the chimney and then required assistance from the detectives he was trying to run from.
Hey, can y'all get me out of this chimney?
He was rescued from the chimney and taken into custody.
I'm stuck. I thought I could make it. I thought it was a man-sized chimney hole. Man, what is wrong with people?
The Santa has been charged with possession of Class A drugs, possession of Class B drugs, and a slew of other charges from outstanding warrants.
Damn. He had a lot of presents for other people.
He's the original backdoor Santa.
Don't they know that Santa uses magic to go up and down the chimneys?
How do you know?
Because he has to. Because he's jolly and fat. He has to use magic.
Maybe he's just good and lubed up.
God. Damn.
Yeah.
What is this, a Diddy Santa?
Maybe. Maybe
it's all covered in
maybe
baby
what
oil?
we don't know. Maybe P. Diddy is Santa.
Oh.
And he'd be oiling up and creeping into your house at night.
No, well, I can go ahead and
He'd
tell
creep
you.
up from behind and ask you what your presents are.
If Diddy was Santa, we would know it.
Come sit on my lap.
Because nobody's going to be jolly
Tell me what you want.
when Diddy gets...
I don't care what you want, but I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be just like X.
Gosh.
Jesus. Man, who... So, do you think Jay-Z's going to fall with Diddy? Because I got to say, I think we maybe touched on this the other day, but...
He's fighting it pretty hard to
if-
get the charges or the lawsuit, not charges, but the lawsuit dismissed.
I've always thought Jay-Z was up to no good in some form or fashion. I
Really?
don't know. Yeah, I really do. I don't know if it's all the, they're always at the top of the conspiracy talk about Illuminati and such. And
He has leaned pretty heavily into the Illuminati iconography.
Yeah, and that very well could just be marketing on his part, or trying to be edgy, an edge lord, if you will. But well, I just think when people amass money's power in the modern day, it certainly is. Well, it's always been wealth, whatever type or form it takes. But I think when people amass so much, they get into dark shit, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the unbridled ambition of a person who doesn't answer to rules of society or not constrained by finances or anything like that.
I think B.B. King said it best. The thrill is gone.
Yeah, they're chasing that dragon.
Well, you have so much money and you can buy anything you want, and after a minute, it's like you need more.
I think that's part of it.
You're always pushing the envelope for something more extreme.
And eventually you're pushed to things.
And also, a lot of folks with money, they have power and they think they're untouchable. Like Diddy, for example. I think, he really thought he was a Weinstein. These very wealthy people think they can get away with whatever. I'm rich. No one's going to come for me.
I'll either lawyer you to death or settle.
Yeah.
Buy you off. And, well, the thing is, they get away with it for a long time. And then eventually,
Diddy might buy you off and jerk you off.
God, if you're lucky, if he doesn't freaking brutally rape you, God, I'll fight Diddy. I will not.
Somebody needs to.
I'm not going to let him get behind me.
What a creep.
I'm going to tell you that right
I don't
now.
know, man. All these stories, I know some folks out there think is some kind of cash grab or whatever. But the information that has come out is horrific.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beyond deviant.
Yeah.
It's evil.
Well, all the drugging people and the all that stuff it's disgusting.
Well, just the idea
and scary.
of a freak off. If it's a consensual thing where you have 40, 60, 800 people, everybody's there of their own volition, willing and ready to partake in a Diddy orgy or a gangbang or whatever it is that they be doing, slipping, sliding around on rubber sheets.
Jesus.
Kicking each other in the face.
Everybody oiled
sucking on their toes. Like, I don't know what they be doing up in there.
Baby oil coming from the sprinklers.
But even if it's a consensual thing,
Yeah.
it still grosses me out.
You know what?
There's just too many bodily fluids.
You got 100 people of various hygiene capability. Hygienic
all those people have
capabilities.
buttholes.
Yeah.
And some of them probably don't wipe good.
And some people's been farting.
Yeah.
All day. They farted all the way over to the freak off, bud.
And somebody probably went and ate Taco Bell drive before they come to the party.
Knowing damn well they shouldn't have done that. That's
can't.
not proper. That's not professional. You know?
Somebody up in there's got athlete's foot while you sucking on their toe. I'm just saying.
Oh, my God.
These are all the things I think about in my twisted brain. I just can't be part of it.
No. That's not going to work for me.
It's gross.
And I'm not kink shaming. If that's your thing, you guys going over there.
You want to have an orgy with 800 people?
Yeah.
Some of them maybe ate Taco Bell. Some of them have athlete's foot.
If you want to go to a bukkake party, I wish you the best. Honestly. It's not going to work for me. It's just thinking about it.
We listen and we don't judge, Dylan. Or do we?
Well, no. I'm going to judge you.
No, I'm judging the hell out of you.
I might not tell you about it.
But that don't mean I don't like you.
Right.
I'm just thinking, you know.
You probably judge me.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, them some boring ass motherfuckers over there.
How does he carry that head around? You know, big headed fucker.
Be like, Heather and Dylan are the most boring vanilla people we've ever met.
Oh my gosh.
And they're obsessed with hygiene. It's true.
Just talking about a freak off makes me want to go clean again. It wants me to go scrub. I want to go scrub my body.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
An Alabama man pleaded guilty Wednesday to capital murder for his role in the death of 7 people in what prosecutors say was a dispute involving a motorcycle club called the 7 Deadly Sins.
It's be like, hey, what do you guys do on Saturdays? The 7 Deadly Sins.
Gluttony. Yeah. Well, this weekend is Pride, and next weekend is Lust.
Yeah.
And 2 Saturdays from now is when we get into the Wrath.
Yeah. That's when I want to take part of. Just be mad.
Be big mad.
Big mad.
John Michael Legg entered the plea during a court hearing. The plea comes a week after a judge ruled that Legg was mentally competent to stand trial. 7 people, 3 men and 4... I'm sorry.
Damn, that's
3 women and 4 men.
Okay.
3 women and 4 men.
7 people.
Were found dead on June 5th of 2020 in a home that had been set on fire. A dog was also found dead inside the house. The murders occurred in Valhermoso Springs, a North Alabama community, quite rural, about 20 miles south of Huntsville.
Damn.
Frederick Rogers, who is also charged in the killings, was convicted of capital murder earlier this year and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Prosecutors say these two were involved in this motorcycle club known as the 7 Deadly Sins and were in a dispute with people who lived at the home.
So they just did some Wonderland murders type of shit and just went in there and killed everybody.
There were, the ages, Dylan, range from 45-year-old victim all the way down to 17.
I mean, what the hell, dude?
You have 3 teenagers who were in the home at the time.
That's insane.
It is.
I don't understand what people are thinking. The shit they do. And I'm sure that's probably drug fueled or alcohol fueled or something.
Look, I'm not trying to get any Hell's Angels to beat me up or anything. But why you got to be grown and be in a club?
Why you got to fight?
No, I'm just saying. You got a motorcycle and you're going to go ride around, but you got to be part of a club to do it.
Yeah. Well, are you
the Little Rascals?
I used to meet up with my friends to ride bikes.
When you were 5?
Bicycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your little Schwinn.
Yeah, but you know what? We never murdered each other. So there was that. We didn't run guns and whores up and down the East Coast either.
You know, the only club I'm going to be part of is the Monster Squad.
Dude. Did you watch all them? I saw you were watching the Monster Squad the other night, and I was like, Monster Squad.
Wolfman's got nards.
Dude.
Yes, I did watch it all.
It takes me back.
It should take you back.
Gosh, very nostalgic.
Back in the day. All right, Dylan, we have one more story, and then we will shut up.
The people's probably like,
people
oh my
are
God.
ready for us to shut up.
Is this over yet?
A man who died on a cruise after attacking crew members was reportedly threatening to kill those around him, a fellow passenger says. This is why I don't want to go on a cruise ship.
Well, that's the thing. You're locked in there with everybody else.
Has there ever been a horror movie of a serial killer on board a cruise ship?
I've not seen it. But you just gave $1 million ideal way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it has to be really cheesy.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna work unless it's really cheesy.
Like death by buffet kind of
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, something like
where
that.
they stuff buffet food in your throat until you choke.
See, that's a great scene. Write that down. Michael Virgil, 35, died on December 13th aboard the Royal Caribbean ship Navigator of the Seas. He was traveling with his fiancée and 7-year-old son. About an hour after the cruise set sail from the port of San Pedro near Los Angeles, Virgil reportedly got off the elevator on the wrong floor and began to act unruly, according to fellow passengers. It wasn't immediately clear what prompted this attack. McHale recorded, the passenger McHale, who saw this go down, recorded the tirade and told Fox LA that Virgil threatened to kill them. Passengers also told the outlet that Virgil uttered racial slurs and attacked 2 crew members. McHale, one of the witnesses, said, quote, "The gentleman that was drunk said that he was going to kill us, and then he started chasing us down the hallway."
Oh, my God.
The video shows Virgil standing in a narrow corridor, kicking a door, while several crew members are seen standing a few feet away from him, looking concerned. Virgil is also seen in the video trying to punch a door while a crew member tries to speak with him. Then Virgil attempted to get through a door to a towel room where another crew member was hiding.
Damn, Virgil was out of control. Now, this is, I'm kidding around, but this sounds terrifying, right? Everybody's going about their business, having fun, normal. And then this guy just all of a sudden freaks out and wants to then attack everybody.
The FBI's Los Angeles field office is investigating this incident on board Royal Caribbean cruise that resulted in the death. They are not providing any further information due to the ongoing investigation. Virgil's family told Fox LA that the incident was not consistent with his usual behavior, and they said, quote, "He didn't deserve to die over it."
So wait, how did he die?
We don't know.
So he's all they know is he freaked out. Multiple witnesses accounting that he was, threatening,
Making threats, yes.
chasing, just overall flipping out.
Physical.
And then he's dead. I wonder if he took some kind of bad drugs or something. I'm thinking toxicology is going to be enlightening in this case.
I'm curious as well if he voluntarily took something or if he was drugged.
Oh, either one.
See, that's another thing about cruise ships. And I know it's not super common, but when you really get into like researching cruise ship deaths and mysteries surrounding cruise ships, some of it's scary.
Right.
Because these people have control over you. You're out to sea. You can easily be thrown overboard.
Yeah.
You could be drugged. I mean, it's kind of spooky and scary.
Dude, I mean,
it makes me not want to cruise.
It's like wouldn't even be that hard to throw somebody overboard. If someone's not expecting it, you could just knock them right
story
off.
We've covered it, I believe, on Patreon. But the disappearance of Amy Bradley, young woman with her family. They don't know if she went overboard or what. The cruise ship was not very cooperative when her family reported her missing. And over the years, there's been some strange information come out. Like her family hired a private investigator. Several witnesses have come forward reporting that they've seen her, like on various islands, that she may have been sex trafficked.
Oh my gosh.
She was talking to a guy in a band, like on the ship. A musician. He seems to be kind of sketchy. I mean, it's just a very strange story. It's one of those mysteries that kind of haunts me.
Well, I gotta say,
I always think about her case and wonder if it will ever be solved.
The cruise ship staff, it's a very specific type of job, but a lot of them are kind of transient seasonal workers, if that makes sense, from countries all over the world. Some cruise companies have been accused of not vetting their potential hires enough.
I've heard horror stories about predators, pedophiles, being hired, criminals.
And it's almost like they just want a warm body, because it can be tough to fully staff these large, and the ships just keep getting bigger and bigger, and the trips longer, and so yeah, and it's one of those situations where it really is, if you think about it, given you're trapped, you have ports of call in foreign countries, and you have all these people around you. You don't have any idea who, let alone just the passengers and all these workers, and you don't have any idea what kind of person might be literally standing next to you. And then you're on the ship doing all these activities, and someone can literally be stalking you or watching you, or and kidnap you and stick you some weird part of the ship.
Yeah, all I want to do is play shuffleboard and maybe line dance and eat a buffet.
I don't know, man. I've wondered, and I have friends who took cruises, have taken cruises, and some people, a lot of people have a blast. But
yeah, I know people who love it.
I just don't know.
Go on multiple cruises a year kind of thing. Yeah, it's like their jam.
I just don't know if it's going to be for me. You got those cramped rooms, people every fucking where. I don't know if the food's enough.
Is the food even really that good? Is my question.
It depends on the cruise, right? It depends on the level.
See, my luck is I'm going to go on the cruise and I'm going to get that norovirus and I'm going to end up puking and shitting the whole time I'm out to sea.
Well, there's that. Some kind of...
See, that's like what really prevents me from going. Is I'm terrified I'm going to end up getting some virus that makes me sick the whole time.
Before the pandemic, there's been more than one case of these viral outbreaks on ships, and they just kind of park in a port somewhere in some country, and nobody wants to touch you, and everybody's isolated on the ship, and the sewage starts backing up. You're running out of food.
That sounds terrible. See, I don't want to be part of that.
No.
Not for me, bud.
Well,
if I can electric slide,
we need to keep an eye on this.
While drinking a daiquiri, I might do it. Maybe.
We need to keep an eye on this story. I would be curious to see what other details arise.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sitting down to talk about everything under the sun with me today, Dylan.
You're welcome.
Like I said, we never know where the conversation will take us.
Here at Mountain Murders, we are the gift that keeps on giving.
We're something, Dylan.
We're like the giving tree.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna compare myself to that, but
come inside my branches. let me caress you with my conifers or some shit.
I don't like your cones.
You do?
I don't.
You don't? You want to touch my sap?
That's appropriate for you.
Yeah, it's leaking out.
Dylan.
It's running down my trunk. All right, let's go. Dude, I can make anything creepy. Is that a skill?
You have a knack for it, for sure.
You can too. Don't people sleeping on you. The stuff you say to me off air. It's ridiculous.
I know. You are always asking me, like, what is wrong with you?
Plus the physical harassment.
What physical harassment?
Yeah. I get grabbed a lot.
Look.
I know how women feel out there in society. Getting grabbed and pawed. I get pawed a lot. I'm
going to make a t-shirt that says, have you sexually harassed your husband today?
Oh, right.
Look, you like it.
I do enjoy it.
You do. I can tell. Because you'll be like, oh, stop. And then you
don't stop.
And then you bend over to pick up some imaginary item you've dropped.
Oh, no, I've dropped my pencil.
See, exactly. And I'm like, you don't even have a pencil.
But I dropped it.
And then you're like, I know.
I got to do old stiff leg and pick it up.
Help me with my literacy.
All right. I'm going to get off here before we...
You're going to get off?
Yeah. I already did. Boom. All right, let's go.
Bye, Dylan.
Bye.